To rescue his daughter, the man made a bow and arrow by himself. He took aim at the target ahead and fired 1 arrow, 2 arrows, 3 arrows, 4 arrows in a row, all hitting the playing cards. A few days ago, Eddie's daughter was kidnapped by the gang. After getting the news, he broke into the gang's territory alone. After resolving the troubles encountered on the way, Eddie finally found his missing daughter, but it seemed too late. She was extremely weak and died on the way home. Eddie held his daughter sadly, and the next day he buried her under a big tree. Looking at his daughter's grave, Eddie decided to avenge her and prepared to turn his home into a battlefield. He used an excavator to dig a water tank on the farm, then laid a tarpaulin, filled the tank with gasoline, made a detonator, installed it next to the gasoline, and covered the traces with grass. Every trap he set, he marked the corresponding position. He hung an oil drum on the warehouse door, filled it with gasoline, and set up a detonator next to it. Eddie disassembled the bullets, poured all the gunpowder together, adjusted the weight of each bullet, and made them into trigger mines. He also installed a bomb on the doorframe, sharpened the steel bars, installed them side by side, and placed them underground as traps. After that, he modified the double-barreled shotgun to a suitable length. Looking at his daughter's paintings on the wall, Eddie skillfully played with the shotgun and then placed them on the enemy's inevitable path, finally covering the entrance to the tunnel with grass. After installing all the traps, Eddie sneaked into the home of the gang's second-in-command. He solved the guards in the dark and killed the second-in-command. The next day, when the gang leader learned the news, he came to the scene. Seeing the photo of Eddie's daughter left behind, he immediately put on his equipment, took weapons, and led his men to seek revenge on Eddie. Eddie released the horses in the warehouse and stood in front of his daughter's grave, quietly waiting for their arrival. The gang leader arrived at the farm with his men. Looking at the several cars entering the farm, there was no panic in Eddie's eyes. With a deafening explosion, the fire blocked their retreat. The gang leader quickly got out of the car and ordered his men to split into 2 groups. He personally led a team through the fire to the warehouse, while 2 men went to Eddie's house. As soon as one man entered the house, he was hit by an automatic compound bow. Eddie came out of the tunnel entrance and quickly killed the other man. Several men had just approached the warehouse when they were directly drenched in gasoline. Eddie took the opportunity to damage the incendiary device. When they were panic-stricken, he fired 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots, completing a triple kill. The gang leader ordered everyone to pursue Eddie in the tunnel. Due to the extremely complex terrain in the tunnel, he could only disperse his men to search for Eddie. A man advanced cautiously but still touched the trap set by Eddie. Screams rang out in the tunnel, and Eddie quickly fired to solve him, then ran to the next trap. He hid in the tunnel wall, holding spikes waiting for prey. 2 gang members appeared in Eddie's sight. He used the spikes to take down one, and the other fired at the wall in fright. Eddie solved him from the hole below. To avoid gunshots attracting others, Eddie turned on the speaker function in the tunnel and used the terrain advantage to eliminate enemy after enemy. Finally, only the gang leader was left. Eddie picked up the phone to call the gang leader, vented his anger, and pressed the mine switch. The tunnel immediately shook violently, and the farm's ground continued to collapse with the explosion. Just as the gang leader escaped from the tunnel, Eddie did not hesitate to draw his bow and shoot, finally ending the gang leader's life.